Coming up, happy Thanksgiving.
I am thankful for my family and my friends.
Our viewers share what they're thankful for. Then, Talking Turkey, Dr. John Torres walks us through the fact and fiction behind your Thanksgiving plate. Plus, those who serve will salute our armed forces and explain the different branches of the military. And Giuseppe's Garage, this 12-year-old mechanic takes us under the hood of his family business.
I can see how much he does for me. I think to myself, how do I thank him? Like, what do I do to make it up to him?
Keep doing everything you're doing, and we'll both be just fine.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Deal.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. I'm Lester Holt. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We've got a super lineup ahead, including our picture of the week. Plus, we'll introduce you to some kids across the country who are lending a helping hand this holiday. Well, speaking of Thanksgiving and the holiday, we want to begin this episode with what some of our viewers are thankful for this Thanksgiving.
I am thankful for my parents who gave me birth.
What I'm thankful for is my parents and how they take care of me.
I'm thankful for my mom and how much she loves me.
I am thankful for my family and my friends.
I'm thankful for my mom.
I'm thankful for my friends and family.
I'm thankful for my family.
My friends.
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my mom. I'm thankful for all the things that I have, and especially my room.
I am thankful for my friend Daniela.
Are you thankful for Dr. Sarda, my teacher?
I am thankful for my family and the school.
I am thankful for my family being healthy.
I am thankful for my family because I love them.
I am thankful for my mom and my siblings. I am thankful for my family.
I'm thankful for freedom because without freedom, we cannot do what we wanted to do.
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is spending Thanksgiving at my grandma's house.
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is to spend time with my family.
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is my mom makes chicken on the bone. I love them.
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is family sitting around a festive table because it looks nice, food and decoration.
Even though everybody else celebrates Thanksgiving or does something on Thanksgiving every year, my family doesn't because they're from Georgia. My favorite tradition is to play agenda with my family.
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is my uncle cooking the ham. He is an excellent cook.
My favorite tradition is that we play games on Thanksgiving.
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is to watch the Thanksgiving parade. My family's tradition on Thanksgiving is watching a movie. My family tradition is watching Thanksgiving football.
My favorite food to eat at Thanksgiving is sweet potato pie with whipped cream. Ours is turkey.
One thing I like to eat for Thanksgiving is mashed potatoes.
Pumpkin pie. Cranberry sauce. Turkey.
Hi, my name is Ava, and my name is Catherine. And my favorite Thanksgiving food is sweet potato pie. And my favorite Thanksgiving food is mashed potatoes with gravy and chicken and smash.
My name is Elise, and my favorite Thanksgiving foods is rolls.
My favorite food on Thanksgiving is corn. My favorite Thanksgiving meal is chicken.
My favorite food is stuffing.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is chicken.
My favorite Thanksgiving meal or dish is ham.
My favorite Thanksgiving meal or dish is the turkey-themed dish. I like real turkey. My favorite dish is turkey. My mom makes tamales. They're so delicious. Even though I don't have a favorite Thanksgiving meal or dish, my favorite food is McDonald's French fries.
My favorite meal is the turkey that my family makes and the cake that my mom bakes.
Happy Thanksgiving! Happy
That is really terrific. And what I'm thankful for is all our viewers who've been sharing what they are thankful for this Thanksgiving. Well, now let's talk turkey and when to say when at the dinner table. Joining us in our Ask the Doc segment is our pal, Dr. John Torres. Always good to have you here. I'm reminded of one of the main foods of Thanksgiving is called stuffing. That says a lot about this holiday and what a lot of us plan to do. But what are some things we should keep in mind as we sit down for dinner?
I think that's the biggest thing to keep in mind, that you're going to eat a lot more than you think you're going to eat, because this is the big meal of the year. We sit down with all our family and friends and you just start eating the food. And so there's certain things you can do that can help out during that. But also you're going to notice afterwards that you're going to see people sitting around, especially the adults. They're going to all fall asleep on the couch watching football. It's not because of something called tryptophan that a lot of people think the turkey has. There's really not enough in there. It's because of all the carbs you eat and the amount of food you eat, and your stomach just has a hard time processing it, so it puts you to sleep for a while.
Yeah, do you have some specific tips we can do to get past this?
There are some very good tips. First and foremost, number one, use the plate size as something that can help remind you. And here I have two different plates. If you look, there's the big plate and then there's the small plate. If you use a smaller plate, you're going to put less food on that plate because we eat what we see. And so if you have a smaller plate, you're not going to have as much food on there, and you're going to feel full after that.
Because we'll see a lot of food.
Yeah, same thing here. So it just depends. If you get a smaller plate, you're not going to eat quite as much. On top of that, when you do get your plate, put the veggies on there first, because you're going to pile on the first things you put on there. So if you put the veggies on there first, and then slowly work your way towards the turkey won't take up as much of the plate, so you're not going to eat as much of that turkey, and you're not going to get all those calories, all that amount of food. And then you want to make sure also that slow is the way to go. This is the time of the year to sit around with family and friends and just have great conversations. Talk to your grandparents about what they were like when they were kids, what kind of Thanksgivings they remember, those kind of things, because that's going to help you slow down and not eat as fast. If you don't eat as fast, you're going to feel fuller, you're not going to eat quite as much, and you're still going to have a great time.
That's some really, really great advice. Dr. John, thanks so much.
You bet.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Lester.
Well, earlier this month, the country marked Veterans Day, a time to remember and honor all those who serve or have served in the U.S. military. And so on this Thanksgiving holiday, we want to take a few moments to salute all the veterans for their service and explain the different branches of the armed forces. Let's get details now from our friend Courtney Kube.
This month, we marked Veterans Day, a day to honor those who've served and continue to serve in the United States military during war and peace.
So veterans are anybody that served in the U.S. military, either retired, still active, or reserve.
So why does Veterans Day fall on November 11th every year? Well, it was originally called Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I, because on the 11th day, at the 11th hour of the 11th month in 1918, the battles ending World War I were finished and a truce was called, an armistice. So this day was a way to honor the veterans, and then decades later, it became known as Veterans Day, a federal holiday.
So Veterans Day is the one day that we can come together, commemorate and honor all of those who served in our military forces. If you see any service members, thank them for their service and ask them about their stories, and just ask them questions, give them a hug and say thank you for serving.
Hi, it's Mary from Idaho. My grandpa was a Marine in World War II. What do the different branches of military do?
The U.S. now has 6 branches of the military, with U.S. troops serving on land, at sea, in the air, and even in space. The Army is both the oldest branch, almost 250 years old, and it's the largest with over 1 million soldiers. But the Army is actually led by a civilian, the Secretary of the Army.
The Army is the world's most powerful land fighting force, and what they do is really protect our country.
The U.S. Navy is the force at sea. The Navy has 291 ships, including 11 aircraft carriers that are basically enormous floating cities. Navy ships launch aircraft, and some even fire missiles.
We help ships and people if they are in distress. We bring hospital services and disaster relief to countries that are in need. We make sure oceans are safe and protected for all ships and all travel.
The Marine Corps is a separate branch, but is actually part of the Department of the Navy, and Marines often travel to missions on Navy ships. Marines have a reputation for being the most disciplined service, which is important because they fly the President on Marine One and are responsible for U.S. Embassy security all over the world. The U.S. Air Force hasn't been around as long. They just became a separate military branch in 1947, but they have a huge mission.
Our main mission is to fly, fight, and win air power anytime, anywhere. We do much more than fly airplanes. It's all of our airmen that actually help secure our bases. It's our airmen to do cyber that work on computers. It's our airmen to provide medical care.
And while the Air Force has more than 5,500 aircraft, including about 2,200 fighter jets, the Air Force also runs the U.S. nuclear mission. A separate branch that is also part of the Department of the Air Force is Space Force, a service totally focused on space. Space Force is the newest and smallest force. It's made up of just over 8,200 people. The members are called Guardians, and they work to protect the U.S. in space. The Coast Guard is responsible for patrolling 95,000 miles of U.S. coast. They rescue people at sea and search ships for things like illegal drugs. 6 military branches, each with a huge mission to keep you and your family safe.
Courtney, thanks, and a big thanks to all the veterans for your service, including my dad. Meantime, in our Inspiring Kids series this week, a big shout out to all the kids and grown-ups across the country who have been volunteering their time to help get food in the hands of those who may be struggling ahead of Thanksgiving. First up is the Castleton Elementary Kiwanis kids from Castleton-on-Hudson, New York, who are supporting the Anchor Food Pantry with their annual food drive. The staff says this drive has been taking place for over a decade at Castleton Elementary. Meantime, in the South, a group of East Tennessee schools got together and collected food for those in need. Farragut schools from kindergarten to 12th grade teamed up with North Shore Elementary School and gathered over 20,000 cans for a local food bank called the Love Kitchen. And students from Primrose schools across several states are working hard to buy non-perishable items for donation to local food banks. Preschool and kindergarten students are encouraged to do chores at home to earn money from their parents, which then goes towards purchasing meals for families in need. Last year, Primrose schools donated more than 350,000 non-perishable food items to local food banks and shelters. Great, great work, kids. Okay, time for our pop quiz now. Since it is Thanksgiving, the question this week has to do with the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which airs on NBC. The question, which character balloon has made the most appearances in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? A, Popeye, B, Snoopy, or C, Garfield? Let me give you a few seconds to think about it. I need a few seconds too, because I don't know this answer. Okay, time's up, and the answer just revealed itself in my teleprompter. The answer is B, it's Snoopy. Charlie Brown's beloved Beagle made his first balloon appearance in the 1968 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Snoopy has since appeared in 8 different costumes throughout the years for a grand total of 42 parade appearances. And this year, Snoopy debuted his 9th new look, Beagle Scout Snoopy, to commemorate the 50-year anniversary of the first Beagle Scouts comic strip. You gotta love Snoopy. And now for our picture of the week. The Virginia Zoo just welcomed this baby rhino. The 100-pound female southern white rhino was born earlier this month, bringing the zoo's population up to 5. The zoo says the baby rhino is doing well. Imagine, 100-pound baby. Wow. Finally, we want to introduce you to a young mechanic who is inspiring others to get under the hood. And it's a family affair. Our friend Al Roker has the story.
I'm 12 years old and I'm obsessed with cars ever since I was not even born yet.
Giuseppe Ayatarola is 12, going on 30.
A cup of black espresso might help the situation.
Here we go again with the coffee, see? Oh, it never ends.
The preteen automotive phenom has amassed more than 200,000 followers on his Instagram channel at Giuseppe's Garage,
Giuseppe, what do you got going on here?
So here's the basics.
where he shares tips about car maintenance and repair.
When I first taken cars apart, I was probably about 6 years old, more or less. So I'm very familiar with cars being taken apart. Basically, I have the magic touch.
That magic touch is hereditary. Giuseppe's dad, Luciano, has been in the business for 31 years, opening his shop, Lucky's Auto Body, in 2008.
The industry's changing big time. So it's going to be even harder for a young kid to actually get involved with the collision work or the mechanic work.
But the Ayatarola family is hoping Giuseppe's online presence inspires a new generation of auto enthusiasts.
I see a new driver, let's say they're driving along to get a flat tire. They don't know how to change the tire. So I would like to be there to show them how, because if a 6-year-old can do it, why can't you, you know? Then you divide.
Giuseppe splits his time between homeschooling and working at the body shop. Mom Rachel helps keep that motor running smoothly. He's a straight A student, even taking high school level math.
Do your trick with the 2 wrenches.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I love the shop. He can't get me out.
He hasn't missed a day.
If I have a cold, let's say if I'm sick, I'm still in here. He
I have
would
to fight with
it.
him.
Just
do
like,
something,
no, I can't. I gotta go paint the fender, you know?
Luciano understands his son's commitment to shop time, having grown up wishing he could spend more time working on repairs.
When he came along, I figured I'm not going to do that. As long as he's doing good in school, he can come in the shop.
Giuseppe keeping up his end of the bargain and then some. Just this year, being hired by the PBS show Motor Week, the youngest host in the show's history.
He actually got one running for them.
There was a 1964 Renault Dauphine. And I'm like, I can get this running. They started laughing, you can't get this running. The whole valve train was all seized. I got everything loose. Before you know it, the car was running.
Though he's still at least 4 years away from getting his driver's license, Giuseppe learned to drive before he could even touch the pedals.
Put the seat all the way forward. I was putting a gallon of antifreeze behind him because the seat was too big, so he wouldn't slide back.
And has his first car all picked out.
Actually, he still has his first car, and that's the one I want as my first car. And he always wanted it a certain way. He's so nice to me. Yeah. So we're gonna fix it, and that's what I want my first car to be.
What else can I expect out of a kid? He's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing.
I can see how much he does for me. I think to myself, how do I thank him? Like, what do I do to make it up to him?
Keep doing everything you're doing, and we'll both be just fine.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Deal.
Al, thanks so much, my friend. Well, that's going to do it for us. Parents, just a reminder, if your child has a question about any topic in the news, email a video to us at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com. You can also follow us on Instagram @nightlykids. And remember, you can catch a new episode of Nightly News Kids Edition this Saturday on NBC. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to take care of yourself and each other. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So long.